that have what I refer to as JOBs, and they're in the prison of 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, making some 1 ounce money. You know, you've done the transition. Help me understand where you were and where you've come to in terms of your lifestyle.
So, I mean, I had the JOB. I was locked in. I was in sales for Canada. And, you know, it provides a decent income and allowed me to live, but I wanted to create wealth. So I always said, you know, I earned money 9 to 5, and I created wealth from 5 o'clock on. So I basically committed myself to a part-time job of going out there and creating wealth for myself and my family. So I did that for about 2 years, just creating wealth for myself and my family while I had a job. And then I was able to do my investment, step away from that to do it full time. And through my investments now, you know, I have a 2,500 square foot house in High Park in Toronto. I'm sitting out here, I'm sitting in my home office. I'm looking at my ravine lot. You know, the squirrels are playing out there chasing the birds, and my dog's out there chasing them. So, but you know, we have a family now. We have a young daughter, so I'm able to spend a lot of time with her. And yeah.
So you've earned your dues, and it's certainly paying you back well.
That's correct. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah, I think once you hit some level of financial and career success, I think you and I are in the same boat, and I think one way to torture me would put me in a JOB again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anyone could ever do that. So for those of people out there that are in that JOB, just fingers wrapped around the bar, I mean, there is a brilliantly beautiful life on the other side. That truly is greener, but it obviously takes know-how and ability. And I know you've got a training course coming up in the next little while, and I'm absolutely thrilled I'm going to be in that training course. I know that, you know, the mistakes I've made with lease-to-owns, and believe me, I've probably made more than my share on them. I'm sure I'm going to get a huge amount out of this. Help us understand a little bit more about your Versatile Investor program and the training program itself. Maybe just do a top-down view on that, and also tell us a little bit more about some of the details around that training course.
So, I mean, I really started the training course as a way to provide knowledge to people so they can go out there and do this lease owns, and so they can get free of the JOBs. And what the training course entails is basically what we talked about, plus we delve further into some topics like reading the credit report, advertising for tenants, what to stay away from, and real live scenarios. How to do a standard lease option, which gives you an instant return. There's no money in it yourself, just a little bit of time that you have to put in, is really powerful tools, and the network that you create through the training course that will allow you to succeed in this.
That the training course you're doing on the Sunday, that's a full day.
That's a full day, 9 to 4:30 with lunch.
Do you have any more training courses scheduled for 2009, or are you gonna call it by year?
Basically, we do not have another one scheduled in 2009 yet. We're looking in April. We're just trying to get our dates coordinated, but we're looking to do that in April. But they can check at the page name is theversatileinvestor.com. They can go and check, and I have an online forum there. They can ask questions there. They can check for events.
Excellent. And also, just as an FYI to the people on the site, the GIGO site, as Mark makes his programs available and training classes, we're going to do everything we can to make sure everyone's aware of those courses, and also list them on our site so that people can connect with Mark and take the training course. I think infinitely valuable. And obviously, with you say you've got a forum site under the Versatile Investor. What sort of subject matter do you hit there?
We put hot deals on there. It's just basically you can ask any question you want, and I obviously go on there and I answer them. We have a couple different of real estate investors who are on there, and they're very knowledgeable. So it might not just be myself anybody can answer the question, so you'll get the benefits of the whole community. And you can ask anything you want. If it's not to do with real estate, that's fine. If people on there do Forex, eBay, internet marketing, it's really the versatile investor, the versatile website.
I get it. Okay. And that site's also where people can get hold of you as well. There's a call me or contact me, email me section on there?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, one of my big things, Mark, as I'm sure you've heard over the while, is I'm a huge advocate of mentoring people. I always harken back on when I got my pilot's license. You can sit in a classroom and read a textbook on how to fly an airplane, but it's really sitting next to somebody who's done it for a long time to show you the little tricks and so on. And I always equivalent real estate investing to be very, very similar to that to some degree. Do you offer any mentorship programs or can guide people through the process if they're doing one or two deals? Now, presumably they should have taken your training course prior, but is there a mentorship program or a guidance program that you're considering or have already done?
Yeah, for people who've taken the course, there's definitely mentorship. We do webinars with people in the course, and then if they want more one-on-one, you can talk to that on an individual basis. It depends on how much they need, how much help they do need, but definitely talk on a one-on-one basis with that.
So, I guess one of my final questions is there's going to be a lot of people really interested in doing this, and it definitely is a market right now. It seems like everyone is talking about lease to owns, lease to owns, lease to owns. What do you think is one of the major changes or differences we're going to see in the lease to own marketplace in the next, say, even 2 years? Because there's a lot of different ways this market can go in the next little while, as disruptive as it is. Are there any trends that you're seeing that is positively and negatively going to affect lease to own investors?
Probably the biggest single trend out there is it's harder for people to get credit. We're seeing people now that most of our people 6, 7, 8 months ago were mid 500 credit scores. Now they're low 600. They can't get mortgage financing out there anywhere else. People were getting zero down mortgages. They're not out there anymore. So we're getting a lot busier from that respect. Also, we're starting to be seen as more of an alternative lending group. All the rent-to-own people are, as it's becoming more prevalent here. I don't know, in Britain, it's pretty widely known. People do rent-to-owns all the time, and it's pretty common. In Canada, it hasn't been common over the last couple of years. It's starting to become more commonplace in Canadian financial world.
Well, all due respect, I think a good portion of that is because of the great work you're doing.
Thank you. I think so too sometimes.
Well, it's well-deserved, well-due, that's for sure. Well, Mark, I sincerely appreciate the time that you've spent with us, and I know that when we generally put these things on the Gigo website, we get a plethora of emails, so I hope you're ready for those emails to come flooding through to you. You've certainly given me some great background, and you filled in a couple of questions I had. I'm sure I'm going to have my ears bleeding by the end of the day when I take your training course, but I'm thoroughly looking forward to that. So as soon as you get those dates for more training or anything else like that, please make us aware, and we'll make all our membership aware of that for you. Because I think the guys that are doing it right, the guys that are making success out of it need to be hailed, and you're sure doing it right, and you're sure doing it properly. So congratulations, and Mark, if you've got anything else to add on in closing, we'd love to hear it. But I just want to say thank you to myself and Michael Anger and the Gigo group out there. We want to say thanks very much and sincerely appreciate you being here today.